Hi everyone, this is Jason and welcome to another episode of Review, where we delve into the latest and greatest in the world of gaming. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most anticipated games of the year, Monster Hunter Wilds. This episode is jam-packed with exciting details on the game's features, gameplay mechanics, and my personal take on whether it stands up to its predecessors. 2018's Monster Hunter World is one of my most played games in recent years. I've spent countless hours battling its formidable beasts, crafting the best gear, and teaming up with friends for epic co-op hunts. Naturally, I was thrilled about the release of Monster Hunter Wilds. The new game promises to stay true to the core of Monster Hunter, while introducing exciting and somewhat risky new features. While not every new addition will be to the liking of hardcore fans, the overall experience is pretty satisfying. One of the most significant changes in Monster Hunter Wilds is its accessibility. Capcom has made several quality-of-life improvements, particularly when it comes to the Seikret mounts. These mounts not only speed up travel, but also have an autopilot feature that takes players directly to their objectives. This eliminates the frustration of getting lost while chasing after monsters, which was a common issue in previous Monster Hunter games. But that's not all. While riding a Seikret, players aren't just passive passengers. They can use their slinger to gather resources or heal and sharpen their blades while chasing after fleeing monsters. The game really helps players make the most out of their traveling time, which adds a new dimension to the hunt. The monsters are, of course, the stars of the show in Monster Hunter Wilds. The designs range from terrifying to absolutely ridiculous, with highlights including the deadly flagship monster, Arkveld, and the returning pink hippo-ape hybrid, Congalala, who, yes, still emits poisonous farts. The game quickly immerses players in the familiar loop of battling beasts, harvesting their materials, and crafting better gear to take on even tougher monsters. Combat in Monster Hunter Wilds is just as thrilling and cinematic as ever. During one hunt, a monster I was pursuing retreated up a waterfall and ended up beneath loose boulders. I used my slinger to bring the rocks crashing down, knocking the beast out and sending it floating down the river. Moments like these are what make the hunts so engaging and memorable. And with the new targeting reticule, players have greater control over where their attacks land, making the combat experience even more precise and rewarding. There are 14 weapon types catering to various playstyles, and a new feature allows players to carry 2 weapons per hunt. This encourages experimentation and ensures players have a tool for every scenario. I mostly stuck with a great sword, but kept a heavy bowgun as a backup for ranged attacks. Switching weapons is seamless, and you can store extra gear on your Seikret. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The graphics, for instance, are a bit of a mixed bag. While the monsters look fantastic, the human character models sometimes feel a generation behind. On my Xbox, I noticed flickering textures and occasional lag. The game's open areas are impressive, but they can also look a bit ugly at times. The story, which is more focal this time around, is another sticking point. While there are more cutscenes and dialogue, none of the human characters are particularly interesting. The plot is predictably bland and often gets in the way of the main appeal: hunting monsters. Speaking of which, the game introduces new SOS flares, allowing NPC companions to fill in when you need help. While this ensures solo players don't hit insurmountable roadblocks, it also makes the game significantly easier. NPC companions never fail, making the SOS flares a sort of easy mode. This ease kind of breaks the experience, allowing players to breeze through hunts without much effort, which may disappoint veteran players looking for a challenge. To put it in perspective, I completed the main story of Monster Hunter Wilds in about 11 hours. And that's with the help of SOS flares. Usually a Monster Hunter game would take much longer. However, if you opt out of using the NPCs and tackle more optional quests, you'll find a richer, more rewarding experience. Despite its flaws, Monster Hunter Wilds has a lot to offer. The game will continue to grow, with Capcom planning to introduce new monsters and updates in the future. Although it might not outshine its predecessor, it provides enough new content and improvements to keep fans engaged. Just make sure to use the SOS flares sparingly if you're looking for a challenge. Monster Hunter Wilds is set for release on February 28th for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. It's a solid entry in the franchise, despite some missteps here and there. That's all for today's deep dive into Monster Hunter Wilds. Thanks for tuning in to Review. I'm Jason, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to check the show notes for more details and links. Until next time, happy hunting, everyone!